Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Star right here, and we finally got our very first patch for Outriders. It is currently the 8th of April, and it's been a minute since this patch came out, and I finally decided to just get to it and make a video discussing this, because I honestly feel like there's not a lot of people who actually check the Reddit. Like, I know hardcore players will probably check Reddit, but then we have our regular players who really just don't waste their time looking at patch notes, you know? So this will probably just be a good, easy way to digest all the information that came out. So let's just start off with probably the cream de la crop of everything that came out today, and this is our community appreciation package, and it's just their way of saying thank you to everything that we've been putting up with, and we should honestly be sending them huge thanks and as much as we can, because they've been very transparent with almost everything that they've decided to do with the game. Like, they try to keep in touch with us as much as possible, and they are doing this on top of taking care of the game, so we gotta be thankful for that. So this is pretty much for all the players who played during the launch weekend, or till the 11th of April, which is this Sunday. So if you haven't picked up the game and you want to pick up a free legendary, you might as well pick it up now. This game is truly awesome. I recommend it to almost anybody who enjoys the looter shooter genre. So clarifying, players from March 31st, April 11th will receive a free legendary weapon that's appropriate to your player level, an appropriate amount of titanium, which is a rare resource which you can only get from dismantling epics and legendary. So epic is purple, legendary is yellow, so I'm not sure what the purple is called, but just calling it up is because I come from Destiny and games like that. And the emote frustration, which is otherwise unobtainable at this moment, and this is completely ironic considering frustration of not having it, you know, something light. Alright, so the next topic at hand is going to be taking care of the inventory wipes and restoration, and this is something I personally dealt with, and I actually lost my very first legendary item. It was a Thunderbird, and I even posted it on Twitter. I'm sad to have lost that bad boy, but hopefully I can get it back. So currently we have no exact date of when they want to fix this issue or compensate us for this. You are not going to get a bunch of blues if you lost them. Trust me, blues are only worth it until you have all of the mods available. Or if you just have something like extremely busted, then I guess you could use that, but you're missing out on an extra mod slot. Secondly, it also states here that the restoration should be additive to your inventory and it should not replace your current inventory, so don't worry about emptying out your inventory to pick up storage, or to make space for storage, I mean. No need to worry about that. Oh, this is a nice part over here. Kinda nice. This is kinda bad because imagine you picked up something extremely god roll busted. Restored items may not have the exact same stats as the lost items. This is a huge bummer because, like I said, what if you had something completely busted? You're gonna completely miss out on that just because it got wiped by accident. So no hard feelings towards anybody who lost their stuff. Trust me, you're gonna find something completely better. And this is only week 1 of the game pretty much, guys. We gotta relax. We gotta relax with how we play, alright? Alright, so moving on to the next order of business, the part that we've all been waiting for, the balancing of the game. And it's only week 1 and we're already getting balances, buffs and nerfs. Primarily nerfs and nerfs, to be honest though. Alright, so just let's get into the nitty gritty of things and let's talk about these general balance notes. So from now on, Historian, Bounty Hunt, and Monster Quests are no longer going to allow you to get legendary items after subsequent completions. So I'm pretty sure this means that the first time you clear it on your own world, you'll definitely pick up a legendary item, but let's say you were to hop in with a friend or just rerun the whole thing like I'm currently doing, you are not going to get legendary items. Like, people were pretty much farming this in order to get legendary items. It's kind of like a loot cave, kind of like a loot farm. Not gonna work anymore. You guys gotta pick up and move on to the challenge tiers. I know it's difficult, it is tough as nails, but we can persevere and push through, alright? This may have been some exploitative behavior, but people can fly have addressed that they will not be punishing players who have gone through with this. Pretty much like how people were cheating throughout like the demo phase. They are not gonna punish you if you did this because, hey, some people probably thought this was normal. Like, this would be a normal thing, to be honest, so definitely not deserving of punishment. You're not gonna get punished, so don't worry about that. You don't gotta start over. You're all good on that front. So let's move on to the next order of business, expeditions. So there have been complete nerfs all around for both the chem plants and the boomtown. So in order to get a gold in boomtown, you now require about 10 minutes and 10 seconds. For silver, it's 19 minutes and 10 seconds, and bronze, you have 25 minutes to get that mission done. If you're at 25 minutes, you might as well just wipe or just get through your rewards. It's up to you. Now the old ways for gold, it was about 15 minutes, 21 minutes for silver, and then 27 minutes for bronze. So honestly, this is an insane nerf for something that's already difficult, and we're not all endgame players at the moment. We're all trying to get up there, so we'll be there eventually. Regarding Boomtown, we now have to clear it within 6 minutes and 30 seconds for the gold, 9 minutes and 49 seconds for silver, 12 minutes and 53 seconds for bronze. The old ways, it had us going in there an extra minute for 7 minutes and 2 seconds for gold, 10 minutes and 7 seconds for silver, and 13 minutes and 12 seconds for the bronze medal. This is a bad change in my opinion, because this morning I actually was able to clear Boomtown, because I remember the beat, it goes, already detected, already detected. Like, I remember the beat. I got it done in silver, couldn't do it in gold, but after this little nerf today, I had to complete it through bronze both times when I played it. Now, something I mentioned earlier, but they have adjusted the loot on specific enemies for the Toka Beast, the Split Tooth, and the Sabbather, and the Cold Claw. They were dropping some pretty good loot, and now they've just nerfed it into the ground also regarding those loot tables. So hope that's fine with all of you. We've also got to talk about our crit rating damage multipliers being nerfed a little bit. So starting off with our tactical assault rifles, they've been reduced by about 10% from 175 to 165. And for our critical damage multiplier for marksman rifles, we lost an entire 50% chunk, guys. So we now have 250 instead of 300% multiplier for damage. Now this is pretty much to comment the fact that most endgame builds were using marksman rifles with these insane crit builds. Infinite ammo, it's an insane strategy. Honestly, I was running this thing. It was so sick and disgusting when I was using it. I would honestly recommend it everybody beyond that, just because of how fun it was. The prime of infinite ammo builds will never be forgotten, and I honestly will never forget all of the insane damage I was able to pull off because of twisted rounds. Now, infinite ammo is honestly like a crazy feature that most arcadey type games always have at the end of the game for you to just bulldoze right through it. Like, I know Resident Evil has always been a big fan of the infinite ammo runs, and it's honestly always a fun time. So let's just talk about how this game wants to handle it, considering that this is such an early patch to something that shouldn't have been nerfed, because this is just a PvE focused game. If this game was PvP, I'd completely understand the reason to want to nerf all of these type of features, because this would be insanely broken if you could run around on a PvP map and just wreck and shred somebody because you have your blighted rounds active the entire match. That would just be completely unfair and broken. So to top it all off, it seems that our cooldown for twisted rounds was increased by about 9 seconds, so we now have to have a 25-second downtime when we're trying to proc or activate our bladed rounds. So that is one bad thing we got to consider now. We've also got to worry about the Trickster's hero tree nodes, where Disruptive Firepower, Sign of Power, and the Outriders Executioner have had their power reduced by about 15%. We are currently now having a 35% instead of having our regular old 50 down. That's gonna be a missed amount of damage. Now, vulnerable status is honestly one of the best things I've ever had. You combine vulnerable with toxin and even bleed, burn, and freezing, like you have it all active at once. You are melting them. You gotta send that enemy to the doctors with all of those status effects you got on them. Now this was reduced by about 10%, so we now have a 15% active or damaging effect with vulnerable. Now our hero tree nodes, our damage against poison has had its power reduced to 15%, previously 30%. I honestly don't understand why they want to nerf all of our damaging buffs, because sure, we are DPS kings compared to almost every other class, like Trickster and Necromancer. Technomancer, I said Necromancer. The two of us, I'm sorry, Pyromancer and Devastator, but Technomancer and Trickster, we are just a different breed when it comes to our DPS. Pyromancers, you guys are amazing at everything. You guys are like a jack of all trades, and Devastators, I am so sorry for the way you guys are being treated in the community, because it's honestly just not fair at all. Alright? I'm really sorry for that. I assure you I'll never kick you. Even one of my best friends, Obscured, he's running Devastator, and if anyone ever kicks him, I swear to God, I will have a problem with that. Now, for the Pyromancer, the hero tree node, Trial of Ashes, there has been a reduced 50% extra damage. Oh my God. It's like they don't want anybody to be DPS kings. They just want us to be soft little bullets. Like, they want us to fight sponges, and they want us to be sponges. Oh my God. It's like they want us to shoot marshmallow rounds against everybody who can freaking murder us. Honestly, I see no reason as to why we saw all of these nerfs coming in today, guys. Oh my God, I understand that it's because it's super easy to make an infinite round build, but there are just some casual players. Like, this isn't even like every single player in the game, but if there's something easy to do, just let people have fun with it, you know? If someone wants to make an insane build with frickin' Scample or frickin' Impalement, even though Impalement's not a good thing to run at the moment for whatchamacallit expeditions because extra time, but that's not the point right now. Literally, there is no reason to be nerfing all of our player statuses for a PvE focused game. That is honestly my hot take on this at the moment. Hopefully they revert some of these changes because it's just not really fair, to be honest. I'm sure they'll fix this, and to be honest, for Devastators, they're probably gonna give them the Geo Resonance treatment and just buff the crap out of them. So if you guys have a Devastator right now, I want you guys to eat all of the pain and suffering, and once you get those buffs, I want you to rub salt in the wounds of everybody who's ever kicked you. I want you guys to have 100 million damage in one run. 100 million damage per shot is what I want to see you guys popping off when you guys get your buffs, because you guys are going to be monsters when that happens, alright? So hope you guys enjoyed listening to this little, I guess, patch note discussion. It's honestly, it was really fun making the video. I had like a good time talking about my thoughts on it. It's honestly just a hot take at the moment. These patch notes, they're really awesome. Like, we can't just be mad because they nerfed all of our stuff to the ground. Like, yeah, we are mad at the moment, but in time, we'll get buffs, we'll get nerfed. It's all fun for the now. But just hope that we don't get to the point where we can't even damage anybody because of how badly nerfed we get, okay? So I just want to emphasize this also. Please do not kick players just because of the class they want to play, because we should all have fun with the game at the end of the day, alright? That's the most important thing at the moment. High-end builds, sure, that's really awesome, but if we can play with each other all the time, I know that sounded weird, play with each other, but everybody should be able to play with their friends no matter or regardless of the class they want to pick up, alright? So please and thank you. Thank you for watching, by the way. This is Star, your first class, signing out. Later, everybody. Goodbye.